Code S. It is what everybody is after. You see Trickster sitting back all relaxed. I want to see his 4 Warp Gate, Warp Prism rush again. I'd give anything, Tasteless, to see that.
Anything, Artosis?
No, not your love.
Only one of these guys is going to stay in Code S. And I do say stay in Code S because these are 2 Code S players.
Two great
like
Code S
where it's
players.
like, oh, you had your chance, but now you go down.
It feels weird that one of these guys will be in Code A.
Yeah, it feels really weird.
I think it would feel weirder if Trickster went to Code A.
Actually,
he's
to
such
be
a
totally
mainstay.
honest, I would think it'd be a little bit weirder to see San go down.
San's gotten deeper than Trickster. This is true,
Yeah.
Tasteless. This is a good point. But also, San had points in his career where he was so terrible that he shouldn't have even been in Code B.
But you know,
so it wouldn't feel as weird to me personally, where Trickster's
going
been
off
great
that,
forever.
I mean, Trickster's been good, but he just hasn't been able to produce, I think, the profound results that we anticipated seeing from him when StarCraft 2 first came out, especially considering Trickster Soki Su's accomplishments when he was going into, from StarCraft 1 going into StarCraft 2. So, I don't know. I mean, it's weird to know that one of these guys is going to grab the Code A urchin.
It's a good thing that you don't have a car, Tasteless, because I would key it on the way out for disagreeing with me.
You know how long it's been since I've driven a car?
Yeah,
it's been like so long. Because
it's
been,
been,
you guys know
2
they have
years.
great public transportation here, and I didn't have a car in college before I dropped into college to become a nerd baller. So I haven't driven in with a few exceptions, 7 or 8 years, man.
I would not trust you to drive.
I know, man. I would need to probably relearn how to drive again. It's just been so long. So there will be no car for you to scratch, but when I get in the taxi to go home to work today, I'll let you key that guy's car, okay? All right, PvP head-to-head here. San against Trickster, 2 elite Protosses, but one is going to have to go down to Code A, so a lot is on the line for these 2. Now on to the game in the bottom lap, San, Korean for Mountain. Hoso-san.
Tasteless.
Artosis.
I don't have a car anymore either, and in Korea it's all padlocks, so I don't have any keys. I just realized.
TSL Trickster.
And here we have TSL Trickster.
This is a funny map for PvP, because you do have those back rocks that no one ever uses.
Right.
That you can actually force 2 ramps. But again, it's a ramp that you can force field. It's a very long map. Obviously, force fields are going to rule the day here. Charge Zealot's not going to be very useful. So that's going to make Blink Stalker play, I think, a little bit worse. And in fact, we've never seen anything quite like this, but if someone went Blink Stalker versus me on this map, I would consider not making Colossus, just going Immortal, Sentry,
well, Immortal is
Zealot,
great.
Stalker.
Immortal is a great unit against Blink Stalker. The way it deals damage, the fact that Stalkers themselves don't actually have a lot of hit points. They're just the most microable Protoss unit.
When you go for a lot of those, it forces the Blink Stalker player into some Charge Zealots. But again, on this map, it seems like Charge Zealots just are almost pointless.
Well, it seems like there's so many
no surface area.
There's so many regions on this map where you can block that off.
Yeah, exactly.
Or force field that off, if you will.
You can go through little tunnels.
I don't know why I said if you will, as if I was speaking in some kind of profound metaphor. It's like actually you just use force fields and block it off.
Nothing profound about that.
Nothing really.
Unless you're pro and you found a great place to put those force fields.
I guess so.
You have your little force field divining rod. Aces is walking around, crossfire. It's like, is this water or a great place to put a force
those are the rods
field?
they used to use in the old days, right? To find water underground.
The stick that's like a Y?
Yeah.
Yeah,
there are
man.
people that still use that.
Oh, absolutely.
That is when
One
I
day-
actually turn into a misanthrope. I'm like, you actually believe that?
One day, I will use one of those people to find where I need to dig for gold.
The only thing that's more depressing than that is when you watch Ghost Hunters on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Aces, I don't even want
Like,
to
how
talk
can
about
people
that show.
be so irresponsible as to have this on TV?
When that ridiculous guy ran out, when I was watching that recently, and he's just like, his friend follows him, he's like, what? He's like, I couldn't breathe for a minute. I had to get out of there. Oh, God. What a terrible, terrible show.
Both these players scouting each other.
There goes GSL's chance of being on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Now, as you can see, Chrono boosting out Warp Gate. Warp Gate is sort of the
I like this.
centerpiece of the matchup right now.
Both players getting a second gas and then
Okay.
their second gate, so neither player are going to go probably for a 3-warp gate. Looks like both are going to go for Blink Stalker. Of course, they
Could
got to
be.
get a sentry or two out, just to be safe.
Hey, you want to hear a joke, Artosis?
Yes.
What did the weather enthusiast or weather balloon enthusiast say?
What?
Oh, damn! It's just another alien spaceship.
That's...
It's kind of clever.
That is kind of clever, man.
You want to hear another joke?
Yeah.
This is one that works well on old people.
Okay.
How do you make holy water?
How?
You boil the hell out of it.
Oh, that's so bad. That's like something an old person would tell me.
I
right?
tell my grandpa that like every time I talk to him on the phone. He forgets I told him. He's like laughing and yeah. Robotics facility on the way. Now this is interesting. What is your take on this?
It's a good build. He's rushing right up to that Robo. It's going to make him the defensive player for the most part, and he's gotten more probes than Trickster. Trickster's played a safer game.
And in this case, looks like Trickster, Sokisu, is going to go for the similar build.
Yeah.
Probe count is a little bit different here,
Yeah.
which is important to note.
He was playing just a little bit safer, made a few less probes to make sure he had the money to do what he needed, just in case of a 4-warp gate. And that's left him behind, Tasteless. He's 5 probes behind San right now. So, you know, if I was in this position as San, I would be feeling so cool.
Now, we are going to have a little bit of downtime, so I would encourage you to get on Twitter. Stop being lazy. I've told you to do it like a million times.
I know, and there's still people that haven't done it.
They're like, ugh.
Every day I get
Some
someone
guy's
being like,
sitting there leaning back in his computer chair with potato chips all over his t-shirt. Like, oh, I'm so lazy. Now, go ahead and get on Twitter. Add me. I'm Call Me Tasteless. Add Artosis. That's Artosis. Add GomTV. That is the new GomTV Twitter. We were using GomTV Net. We have a new one.
Now both players getting Immortals out just to be safe. We do have an Observer out for San already.
Now, in this matchup, Immortal versus Immortal gets a little bit weird.
Yeah, it is.
Because a lot
weird.
of it's like about what you're shooting down with the Immortal first, and if you can even get that Immortal out of position. Because Immortals are actually pretty clunky units.
Oh, they're really
They're
clunky,
slower,
yeah.
they don't have a lot of brains, so sometimes they get stuck behind the Stalkers, and then they start...
Yeah,
I don't know
they're
what
behind your Stalkers, they just don't fire.
Yeah, I don't know
like fire at the Zealots that try to close, and they do almost no damage to Zealots.
So it's a weird damage distribution when you get in that situation. And until these guys can completely confirm what's going on and respond accordingly, well, it's going to be an interesting game. Now in the red over here, Hassan is already going for Colossus, chrono boosting that out, and it looks like Trickster just a few seconds behind.
He's getting speed for his shuttle and another Immortal? Wait a minute.
Wait, what?
Wait.
Oh my God! Yeah, excuse me. Wait. Yeah. It is not thermal lance. I'm so used to seeing when I see that structure, assuming that's going to be a Colossus command.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
He's actually getting a shuttle. What he's going to do is go and harass with Immortals. Now, there's some funny stuff about this. When you're actually going for a 3-gate Robo, you normally have 3 Stalkers. That is what is normal. 3 Stalkers and 1 Sentry, because that's what you need to survive the early game. And guess what? That's all that can hit your shuttle, your Warp Prism.
Right.
So with speed, you can actually out-micro that stuff, and you can pick off the Stalkers. And if you pick off the Stalkers, I can't even tell you how good that is, man. Look at that. He kept that Observer there so that you would not be caught in what he's doing, and this is going to be awesome.
I love it. Look at how we're seeing this matchup develop.
This is
almost like the new age Reaver drop.
I will be watching this VOD again later. This is so cool.
Me too.
As long as he doesn't totally mess us up.
Look how fast that thing is. Sheesh.
It's pretty quick, Tasteless. Trickster has moved out into the middle of the map, and here's the thing. Those can take out important pylons. They can take out probes. He can drop them anywhere and do just about anything with them, and it's going to be hard for Trickster to actually close with anything. Trickster can't truly counter because San can make a big concave on the top of his ramp. He's going to have approximately the same amount of Colossus because he has Robo a bit quicker.
You know, if he loses any Stalkers here, he's going to have to cut back on Colossus to remake those units. So.
And look at that. He's found that Colossus all alone. In comes the Immortals. Beautiful move here. And turns around as Trickster sees that, warps in a couple Stalkers. Targeting this down now. And wow, that was a little bit sloppy, a little bit greedy, not going to lie. That's not how you want to have
He
that
wants
go
to get
down.
the Colossus, not the Stalkers in this situation if it's getting handed to him.
Wow, this did not go how San wanted it. He got really greedy there, trying to warp in some Zealots as well. Should have just used it for micro purposes, and Trickster, after doing that, realizes, hey, I can make a Nexus. Because you just lost that much stuff, and I lost almost nothing.
You know, here's the issue: is the strategy smart, but the execution was painfully bad.
Yes.
He dropped, started focus firing first of all on the Stalkers when there's Colossus there. You know how fast you can kill a Colossus if you just run up to that? You can actually kill his 2 Colossus, then switch into Colossus of your own and still be ahead.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. You are completely correct. And he could have done so much with that, but you have to keep your Warp Prism out of range of Stalkers. You have to like fly it around and make the Stalkers try to right-click on it, but then you fly it away and they're just getting hit by Immortals. He could have done so much with that drop, but the greediness, Tasteless, that was like Scrooge McDuck there. He turned it into pylon mode, tried to warp in some extra $1,000 bill Zealots.
Yeah.
No.
Unwise.
Don't do it like that.
Nexus coming in here. And how far apart are these Nexuses? They're roughly just going to finish at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's quite true, but San, he does have more probes than Trickster.
I think Trickster was expecting a much shorter game and cut too many probes. And,
well, he was playing super safe at that point. Yeah. I think everyone kind of thinks, oh, you know, this is San's bad matchup. I can take him out. I just have to live through any 4 game shenanigans. Trickster doing some exploratory attack there.
Let's take a look at the unit count here.
Trickster does have an extra Colossus, but it's way far away right now, so he's got to be super careful.
Oh, all these shots off on San Zealots are going to be bad for San. Here comes San now.
Thermal Lance doing a great job. Nice micro back by Trickster. He has that extra Colossus, and he's just doing insane damage right now.
One Immortal here coming up. He could target fire the Colossus with that. It doesn't like affect Trickster's control. It's simply put superior.
Targeting now with that Immortal on the Colossus. Great usage of that single Immortal, and now he's going to want to target down as many Colossus as he can. But you got to be careful and split these Colossus up so they don't take splash damage.
The spread is terrible here. Oh my God.
That looked like my PvP 3 weeks ago, Tasteless. You cannot clump up those Colossus, as I personally have learned so brutally recently. You have to spread those up or you will lose. Yeah, they cannot be taking splash damage.
You know, unless San loses these 2 Colossi here that are wounded, that could die in a few shots. I don't think Trickster can withstand a counterattack. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, you're completely right. 4 Colossus against 1 Colossus. It's a numbers game, Tasteless.
And looks like he wants to take an angle here that's a little bit easier to kind of overrun his opponent with. Yeah. He does have those 2 Colossus next to each other.
There are a lot of Zealots, so he can't get sloppy. Has to be very careful here. We're looking back up on the high ground. Good choice. Oh, some nice extra hits there by Trickster. But again, look at that. Nice spreading.
Split.
Nice spreading, but leaves that one out in the front to die. Lays that one down in the sun to die, Tasteless.
These guys could actually, he could kill all 3 of those.
Oh my God. He could, he could have just turned around. And with 2 swipes, he would have killed every Colossus. In fact, look at that. Now San making the mistake of having his Colossus clumped up. And Tasteless, we're making some terrible calls because of the lack of micro.
I feel like I'm watching 2 guys take turns falling down the stairs. This is like, this is not actually going the way it's supposed to for either player.
No, it's not. And now their supplies are pretty darn even. 39 probes for San, though. He's keeping up on that.
I can't believe he actually chased him with like 3 Colossuses that all would have probably died to about 2 Stalker hits. I mean, Colossus shots.
Oh, man. You know, clumping Colossus is like the one big mistake you can make in this. It's all about surface area and spreading. The Colossus Splash is really what changes the matchup so drastically. So the bigger surface area, that's why we're saying things like Charged Zealots won't be good. It's all about surface area.
Well, this is getting a little bit scary.